Hi guys, and welcome to the Wednesday Wakens. But usually I talk about things that I saw on YouTube, like the issue with the likes and the dislike ratios. But you know what? No, no, screw that. I'm here to talk about Gina Carano with the interview with Ben Shapiro, who of course is siding with me on Cartoon Network. Be push a political agenda by using pronouns, but here's the interview with Gina Carano right now.
So in the middle of this, obviously, we here at Daily Wire had been foraying into the film industry. We had released our first film a little bit earlier this year, Run, Hide, Fight. Our audience really loved it. And when we saw that you were trending, my business partner, Jeremy, and I, we thought, the first thing we thought was, number one, somebody should reach out to Gina because she's getting maligned unfairly. But number two, we should reach out to Gina because this is an opportunity for conservatives and people who think differently to say to Hollywood that you're not allowed to just cancel whomever you want. And I have to say that I was amazed at how readily you were willing to jump into a project with derelicts like us and willing to get involved in one of our projects because it is a unique thing. I mean, in Hollywood, typically the advice is keep your head down, make an apology. Maybe in 3-4 years, you can sort of wheedle your way back into the industry. But you didn't do any of that. You were basically ready to go from the moment I gave you a call. I wanted to get your perspective on that.
Well, because, in my newfound, finding my political voice, you're actually one of the people I found, as well as a bunch of, your book was the first one I read. And it just really it was so simple that it really kind of explained like the events in such a good way to where it was like, it just felt logical. It felt logical. So I'm obviously like so excited that you called. I was prepared to at any point get let go because I've seen this happen to so many people. I've seen the looks on their faces. I've seen the bullying that takes place. They've quit Twitter, they've quit speaking. They show up to their red carpets and they're depressed and they're sad and there's hardened hearts there. And I was like, you're coming for me. I know you are. They're making it very obvious through their employees that were coming for me. And so I was like, well, then I'm going to go down swinging then. And I'm going to stay true to myself and I'm going to let that speak. And I think that's speaking. So when you called, I'm still like, my body still is shaking, it's still devastating. But the thought of this happening to anybody else, especially like somebody who could not handle this the way I can, no, they don't get to do that. They don't get to make people feel like that. And if I buckle, then little girls and little boys who are not getting they're not getting a good, fair shake at growing up right now. If I buckle, it's going to make it okay for these companies who have a history of lying to beeline and to do this to other people. And they've done it to other people. And I'm not going down without a fight.
Well, we couldn't be more excited to be working with you, obviously. And you can see that the left is creating a whole new cottage industry for us because as they keep canceling people for no good reason, we are perfectly happy to work with talented people of every stripe, especially after the left decides that they are terrible by dint of having differing points of view. I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Ben Shapiro Show Sunday Special. If you did, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you stay up to date on all of our future content.
And there you have it. Ben Shapiro's interview with Gina Carano. And I gotta say, she is very accurate in those points. Because the companies, all they do is lie. They think, I'm turning myself into Ron Jakowski of GTA 5, with his podcast. They talk about the aliens. But, however, I'm just going to go ahead and say this, of course. She's right on the money with that. And she ain't lying. That what Lucasfilm is doing, they've become a disgrace to be a Disney subsidiary. And speaking of Disney, they are a disgrace for letting Lucasfilm, get away with it. And Kathleen Kennedy should be ashamed of herself, firing the one who can, who is a Disney canon character fan favorite. Who's the only Disney canon character that's a fan favorite. But guys, the real reason I'm not going to cancel my Disney Plus, it's not I'm doing this out of support or anything, but real reason, because I have a podcast and I got to do a review. But for y'all, with a book of Boba Fett's going to come in December, there's not going to be any spoiler warnings. And I'm not going to do spoiler free until Gina Carano gets rehired in acting, or of course gets to be the new president of Lucasfilm. Guys, I'm gonna spill the beans on those ones until Gina Carano gets rehired or becomes the new president of Lucasfilm. But yes, I know, guys. Yeah, with COVID and all, it's very unlikely. But, however, I'm just gonna go ahead and say, if you guys want Jon Favreau or Dave Filoni, which I thought Dave Filoni has a big Dave Filoni would be ready, but Jon Favreau's got a show to help. You know what? No, I don't want either one to be the new president of Lucasfilm. No, but I got nothing against Dave Filoni or Jon Favreau, to be honest. But I really want Gina Carano to be the Lucasfilm president. But if I was the CEO of Disney, I would fire Kathleen Kennedy, and I would bring Gina Carano back into Lucasfilm, and then, leave a precedent of absence, like somebody, interim president of Dave Filoni, and then of course gets, then until The Mandalorian finishes up, or until, until her spin-off series comes to an end. And of course, the New Republic miniseries. I would make her a full-time president of Lucasfilm if I was a Disney CEO, because she has a strong mind. It's like that. She has a strong mind. Gina Carano. And she plays a strong woman because she is a pioneer, the first one to break down the barriers of men, a men-only sport, MMA. But I'm not an SJW or anything, but she was a pioneer, the first ever woman to compete in mixed martial arts. And in my opinion, she's the GOAT of mixed martial arts. If she would have made it to the UFC, she would mop the floor with every woman, I would support her. And, and I would cheer her on if she would get on at the square octagon with Ronda Rousey, who I am not a fan of, as I thought Ronda Rousey is overrated, and she don't deserve, you know, to be recognized. She just do this for her name, and of course, you know, the showboating. But Gina, however, she is one of the best. She's doing this for, being a pioneer and, of course, a strong, independent woman, you know. And I'm not kidding about that, She was a pioneer for MMA, And she's the GOAT of MMA, the greatest of all time. Because she was the first one to break down the barriers. And of course, you know, sure, alongside Tom Brady and Michael Jordan and Jimmy Johnson. But, like I say, they, of course, are, not. But like I say, Gina Carano, she deserves to be the Lucasfilm president. If I was the CEO, I would fire Kathleen Kennedy, place Dave Filoni as an interim president, and after Gina Carano's done with her projects, I would make her a full-time president, replacing Kathleen Kennedy, and she would hold those people who use Twitter to attack, hold them accountable for those actions. Because, that is Gina Carano. And, even though she did the tweet, but, but I will never take offense to that, because, it's because the cancel culture would try to cancel comedy, We try to cancel comedy and cancel jokes, but, but I would not like it, but hey, that's freedom of speech right there. What she says goes. But she would definitely hold those people accountable, because they cannot get away with it. And I'm telling you that Gina deserves better, and of course, she deserves to be rehired at Lucasfilm, and she deserves to be the president of Lucasfilm, replacing Kathleen Kennedy, and of course, hold those people accountable. And hold those people at Lucasfilm who used the Twitter to attack accountable for their actions. And then let them go afterward, because, you cannot use that, That's brisk, baby. But in all seriousness, guys, what Lucasfilm had done was injustice, you know? And but this one, Gina getting fired from Lucasfilm, takes the cake. But I'm not going to cancel my Disney Plus. And again, it's not out of supporting business models racing, but it's just I got a podcast and it's my job to do reviews for geek stuff. Once I get a Spreaker account done, that one's going to be for non-geek stuff, like for sports, and and sketch comedies, audio, but other than that, it's just gotta be stuck. And again, I'm not gonna cancel my Disney Plus because it's not to show support for Marvel or Lucasfilm, but it's just because I got a podcast for here on Anchor to do. And I hope someday Lucasfilm will come to their senses and regret the firing of Gina Carano. And of course, but even though I'm doubtful about that, but Disney would regret their decision. And of course, Kathleen Kennedy getting fired. And I hope Gina Carano, if she gets rehired, and of course, her projects are done, will get the job as president of Lucasfilm to hell to hold those people accountable for their actions. You know? And of course, that's all I have to say. That's going to do about it for this episode. I will see you guys next time. And also, Tiger Woods has been recovered. Now, that's a positive about this unfortunate rant, but this is a true fact. Rehire Gina Carano. We love Gina. Hashtag rehire Gina Carano. Hashtag we love Gina Carano. And hashtag hold Lucasfilm accountable.